Cut the music. Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto Channel. We are live. It is Monday, and what a day we are having, guys. Bitcoin is dumping. It's pumping. Look at this manipulation all over the place, guys. What are we going to do next? I just flashed the short trade at the beginning for the first minute or so. I did short the golden pocket retrace. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it at all. We are looking good. Let's see who's here this morning. Max, what's up, brother? Jack in the house. What's up, buddy? Joe West Coast Bowers. Johnny number 5. What's up? Salt Chain in the house. What is Max talking smack? Up $4,800 on my free 1500 from MEXC. Best risk-free 1500 ever. Nice job, bro. Good job, dude. Yeah, I'm a little earlier than normal. I've been up since like 1:30. Alerts were going off like crazy. We were dumping. I got up. I got in a couple trades. I got in a fetch trade that I posted in Discord this morning, and I really... Somebody's already DM'd me and is like, oh, man. And listen, guys, I really feel awful for you guys, really. Somebody's already been like, oh, man, I was sleeping, da-da-da-da-da. But, you know, that's just not a valid excuse. I don't want to hear that. So I bought in fetch $48,000 worth. I just sold for a $2,200 profit. Good little pump. But fetch hung in this zone. Let's look at this, guys. This is why this is not a valid excuse. Fetch hung in this zone all the way until up. You hung out here all the way until, like, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes ago. So unless you just woke up, there's no excuse. You know, you just didn't want to take the trade. Like, you didn't take the last 10 or 20 trades I posted in there, and that's just all it is to it. So I'm not knocking you guys. It is what it is. I get it. It's scary when things are dropping like this, but you have to learn when to take trades and when not to. And this was just an easy one. It was easy. I fully expect lower prices, but this was an easy bounce trade to take. That's just all there is to it. So that's what I did. $2,200, just like that. all before like 7 a.m. Got your nice little impulse move down. You use some consolidation, then a W pattern. Boom, long trade, easy breezy, guys. Super simple, guys. Hawkborn, good morning. Let's take a look at our trade. We're in about $100 on trade we just took. I TP'd some P'd on my bigger MEXC short trade. I'm on my other MEXC account now so that I could get in this short. $2,700 profit on this trade that I gave you guys from the shaded red box. Given to you on the live stream, screenshot and placed in Discord, and let you know when I took the trade. This is the one that what is Max up? What does Max say he's up? $4,800 up on the same trade. You're killing me, bro. You're like almost twice as much profit as me. I wish I hadn't TP'd so much. I am 85% out of this trade now. They only have 15% left on the trade, so not much left. I should have closed the whole dang thing. I just want to see what happens here, though. Let's check on our trade. We're up $150. I'm gonna T some P here. Hang on one second. I'm gonna T some P here on the other screen, just because I can't really watch this. And I need to place the stop loss. Where is my entry? 77.6. Oh gosh, let's just do this. Give me a bigger screen, guys. Normally I would not TP here yet, guys. Let me say, if you're in this short, I would not TP here yet. However, I'm about to be chatting with you guys and I can't watch it. So, I just can't watch it. I'm not going to do that. Next thing you know, this thing will rip up out of here. So I just took $70 off. I didn't close much of the trade, and I put a stop loss at entry. So all good, guys. All good. That way I make something on it. But if you're in this trade, and another reason, I mean, I just wouldn't TP, but not financial advice. You do you. We could come take this high one more time and come into the 702, whatever. I made some money. I'm good, and I'm still short from higher. Just showed the P and L, 2710. I would log into this account and pull it up, but I'm managing this trade here, and I'm already 85% out of this one. So my stop loss is way the hell up here at 81K. It's in no danger right now. And I don't care if it does get hit. Spyro, what's up, bro? So Max was talking about he's up $4,800 on his free $1,500. I pinned the link in chat, but I'll hit it one more time. That is not it. I'll get it for you guys right now. For those of you just joining us, I thought I had it copied, but apparently I copied something else. All right, I'm going to hit it one more time. Spam in the chat. So we have negotiated a deal with MEXC for now until the end of May. If you click on this, and I walked you guys through this yesterday, you have to be logged out of MEXC. You have to create a brand new MEXC account with a brand new email address. It doesn't have to be a brand new email address, but if you already have a MEXC account, it has to be an email address, not register with them. You click on this link. You have to click this link, and the instructions, there's like 5 instructions on there. I'm not going to do it now. I did this yesterday. Walked you through it. Says you must, it's in bold and gold. You must click register now, and then there's multiple options you can get your account on there. You must click the big first blue button, register now, and then you have to complete primary KYC and deposit $100 and hold that $100 for 24 hours, and you'll receive a free $1,500. We've had lots of people in Discord get this already. I got it. Johnny got it. Max got it. Brad got it. Hunches got it. List goes on and on and on. So There's a few people that said they didn't get it, but from what I've been told, those few people did not click the blue register now button. So be sure you do that. I want everybody to get this bonus. Eons, what's up, bro? Anyway, we made $2,200 on the fetch trade given to you this morning. Let me take some of this off. Let me just refresh. We're gonna hop right into this, guys. We've been calling for this move down all last week. If you don't believe me, go back and look at our thumbnails. And we called for this all last week. Bitcoin double top. We started calling for it here. Bitcoin double top. Actually, a little before that, Bitcoin crossroads. That was 9 days ago. And then I said I was wrong. This is where it started. I said I was wrong. The bottom is not in. Then we started calling the double top 5 days ago. Bitcoin lower prices confirmed. Then we went over the reasons for the FOMC chair. Bitcoin crashed on Friday. We said Bitcoin crash next week. That's this week. What do you know? We're crashing this week. Bitcoin, don't be fooled. How much lower? So we've been calling for this, guys. We knew it was coming, and we knew it was coming this week. When we talked about this, I think Thursday, people were asking, oh, isn't the Clarity Act bullish? And all your little influencer people, boys, were saying, yeah, that's so bullish. Go back and show, you know when the Clarity Act was bullish? I'll show you when the Clarity Act was bullish. Here, when they started talking about doing it, go back and show me a time in history. I challenge you. I literally challenge you, and I would love to come say I was wrong, that they announced something similar to this, not necessarily the Clarity Act, but, you know, an ETF or this or that, and the day before, day after, right there, and then like a 3-day window, go show me a time where you didn't get a major dump from the time whatever it is finished or went live. No, it gets priced in leading up to it, and that's the buy the rumor, sell the news. So all of the fraudsters out there that were trying to get you to buy last Thursday because the Clarity Act was today, the vote was today. First of all, the vote was not Thursday. That was the vote to determine whether or not they're going to vote, right? We discussed that. They're not going to vote on this thing till probably July or August. They were just negotiating to see if they could come to terms to where they would decide if they would vote on it. That was it. And we looked that up. We covered it. We proved it. So it wasn't the vote. And even if it was, it's still a sell the news event. Okay. And we also showed you the chart of our May statistics. Let me move this arrow. I'm going to move it back, guys. Don't worry, I'm not altering my chart. We put this on here on April 30th. We do it every month. We called for a move up into this box and then a move down. We nailed the box, and we're currently winding our way down. Now I'm going to move my arrow back before somebody says, I moved my arrows. Nope, that is where it stays. This thing could not hit this target, could absolutely rip up here, and I will not change this. If I'm wrong, I want to know that I'm wrong because I want to figure out why I'm wrong and how I can improve on that. But this is what we called for on April 30th. I drew all this on April 30th, and it so far is playing out beautifully. We also, guys, I'm going to show this one more time. I've shown it 1,000 times. The only reason I'm going to show it again today is because today is the actual day. The FOMC chair swearing is today for Kevin Warsh. Jerome's last day was last Friday. He's out, but they did not swear in Kevin Warsh yet. They're swearing him in today, supposedly. And we've looked at the last 3 times. There's only been 3 in the history of Bitcoin. Otherwise, we would look at more. The last 3 times there was an FOMC swear-in, Janet Yellen, way back here in 2014. The first week that she was sworn in was 24% drop. Jerome here in 2018, his first week, his swear-in week was 26%. Then Jerome stayed in office, but he still had a swear-in ceremony nonetheless on his second term. That first week was 7% down, followed by 42% the first month, which, by the way, Janet had a 51% first month drawdown, and Jerome had a 20% on his first term. So this is the week for Kevin Warsh. This would be his first week swearing, the candle that we just started last night. So we shall see. So far, he has started out to the downside, but will it continue that way? I don't know. What are we doing so far on percentage-wise? The smallest was Jerome at 7. Where are we at so far? About 6.5%. So we're right there for the smallest, but Jerome's smallest 7 still went on to 42% in the first month, so the first 4 weeks. So it was really, like you got a little, and all of these, by the way, we'll go back. I'm not going to go back and look. I've already showed them. Go back and watch if you don't believe me. All of these rallied a few weeks into the swearing, and then they dumped for 3 to 4 weeks afterwards. Actually, not only did they dump for 3 to 4 weeks afterwards, that was just a little baby dump before each and every one of them continued the final leg of the bear market. See, the vertical lines represent the swear-in. They dumped for a few weeks, and they got a little relief rally, and then final leg of the bear market. Every one of them. Dump. See, you rallied into it, dump for a few weeks, then a bounce, final leg of the bear market. And same thing with Jerome's second term. It's hard to see this wick right here, but you rallied into it, dump, little bounce, final leg of the bear market. So that's the trend, guys. That is the trend. And so far, we've rallied into it. We're getting a little dump. Will this dump continue for a few weeks? And then we rally up into it, bounce, and then continue down? We'll see. That remains to be seen, but that is the trend, and we've been covering this now for several weeks. Check on our trade. Still up about 150 bucks. See if we can generate some downside action. If not, that's okay. That is okay. We might come sweep this high one more time, create a little better divergence than what we had. We had some good divergence going into it, and then it just kind of got wiped out there towards the end. But with this little Bart Simpson pattern, guys, let me go to like the 24-minute. This little Bart Simpson pattern, and you can see the breakdown area pretty much about there, breakdown area. We just came and retested that, wicked into it, and finding rejection. If we can't come back and reclaim this area, you see the clear accumulation area over the weekend. If we cannot come and reclaim that, guys, then you can expect lower prices, right? If you can get back up in here and start accumulating and then move up and out, great. But if this is it, or even if you just come swoop it one more time and lose it again and create some good divergences, you can expect lower prices, almost certainly. So this is the area. This was a good area. Somebody had asked in Revamp, what's up, bro? Good to have you back in here, man. Somebody had asked in Discord, I'm not going to pull it up, but somebody had asked when was a good area to take profit? Like right before I came on stream, and I said now. And they're like, TP now? And I'm like, wasn't that question you just asked? What other question would I be saying now to? But I didn't have time to get into a discussion. I was trying to go live, and I was trying to get into this short, which we are up 150 bucks on. U.S. market is opening in 15 minutes. I wanted to get on here a little bit early. You would think here's where it gets weird. Asia didn't dump. Everybody's like, oh, Asia dumped. I've been seeing so many people talk about Asia dump. No, they didn't. No. I mean, a little, but this move down was pre-Asia, guys. This was weekend manipulation, okay? Where my blue box ends, that is where Asia started. Okay, so this was Asia right here. Asia and UK pretty much just went sideways. So this is weekend manipulation. The end of the weekend, just before Asia. Right before Asia, you see this a lot. And you see this a lot right before U.S. opens, just like now, because other markets close, right? The UK closed. The U.S. is not open, so volume is thin. So it can be easily manipulated during those times. Same thing here right before Asia opens. There's an area here where the U.S. is closed and Asia is closed, and volume is just thin. And so if you have a few big players step in, you can easily manipulate the market, and that's what you saw here on this dump, and that's what you saw here on this pump. Now, these are vector candles on the way up. On the 24-minute, these are 3 vector candles in a row. I fully expect the U.S. to come take these back, guys. Fully expect the U.S. How are we doing our trade? We're up a couple $100. Fully expect the U.S. to come take these back. Hang on, let me refresh over here on my. I got MEXC on both screens, so I can show you guys sometimes, and I can manage it over here a little. We're up a couple $100, guys. All right. Any questions before we move on, guys? Don't forget this little nugget here that we have lingering. I think people don't pay as much attention to this as you should. The VIX. We still have this big old gapola on the VIX, guys. We still have this big gap right here. Right there. We still have this big gap. And I think usually when we get a big gap like this, it gets filled within 2 or 3 weeks. This gap was from April the 10th. We're going on like a month. Of course, the VIX is closed on the weekend, but I actually think this gap is going to get filled this week. I know it's a big move, but you absolutely can get there. And it doesn't matter if you get all the way there or not. If you start moving above 20, even if you don't fill it completely, if you start heading up like this, you're going to see Bitcoin absolutely just start tanking. Okay? So pay attention to this. I would venture to say this gets filled this week. Let's look at our oscillator. Look at Cypher. We are under a confirmed 3-day green dot. 5-day closes in a day and a half. So tomorrow, the 5-day close. If it stays somewhere like this or moves up even higher, we should get a 5-day green dot, and that should do it. That should definitely put you up over 20. Yeah. Weekly, depending on how the week closes, the end of this week, Friday, this closes on Friday, could get a weekly green dot at the open. So, yeah, it's looking like the next 2 weeks you're going to have some follow-through downside on Bitcoin, guys. And now, that doesn't mean you go straight down. I mean, you could certainly move up a little bit. In fact, we do expect moves up here and there. You know, it's just like anything else. You don't usually go straight down or straight up, although you can. We would expect, a few bounces here and there. This is the weekly time frame, but just like this. You had a big move down, and then you moved up. Big move down, then you move up. You could come grab all of this. Matter of fact, it wouldn't be unheard of to come take out the weekend high before going down, okay? Just simple manipulation. This is weekend. They're going to recover the liquidity from the weekend while the big boys were closed. It wouldn't be a surprise at all, and it wouldn't mean anything. For this to mean anything, you would have to get back above the battle zone, guys. About 80,500 for any of this to matter. Let's fib that. See what that would bring us to. Anything below there? Yeah, so you'd have to get, technically you could come all the way up to the 786 at 80.8, but it would do it for me if you got above the 702 at 80.3, 80.4. That would do it for me. If you got above this battle zone, you guys know the battle zone. 80,500 is acceptance back into the upper range. And if you get back up there, I do think you come for these relatively equal highs. Matter of fact, you probably come all the way into the macro 382 that we front ran. Yeah, but as long as you're below the battle zone, 80,500, and I'll zoom out and show you guys, especially those of you who haven't seen this. When we dropped from all-time high, our first bounce was at 80,500. Let me go to a more clean chart. When we dropped from, let me refresh this. We dropped from our all-time, gosh, dog, I'm struggling here, guys. All right, we dropped from the all-time high. Our first bounce was at 80,500. We bounced all the way to 98K, okay, right there. So that is, and since we've dropped from there, our lower level is at 79.4 right there. And that is, in between there is what we call the battle zone, right? So below there, and you find acceptance back into this range right down here, which is where we are now, okay? So you can find price action to stay in here. As long as you're below there, you're going to rotate down to this range, period. Okay. Your upper range here starts at 80,500 and runs all the way up here to about 98, 99K. Okay. So if you're up in there, you can expect rotation up. Well, Anthony, we came up in there and we didn't rotate up. Why not? Well, you got to realize, first of all, this is really strong resistance. Look how it was strong support. I mean, you caught it here at 80,500. You rallied up over 20%, 22%. That's really strong support that has flipped to resistance. So you can't expect to break this the first time. And you did break through it here for a week or so, but look how far you rallied to get there, right? You rallied up 38%, guys, in a bear market. So by the time you got there, you got to consider buyer exhaustion. You know how much buying pressure it took to get you there? So you can't expect to come up 38% to a major macro resistance level after rallying 38% to a major macro resistance level and breakthrough and have the juice to stay up there. I mean, you're just exhausted. So it's just time for the bears to take over. Doesn't mean you're going sub 60K, which I do think you will eventually, but it's just time for a little profit taking, a little liquidity grab of some of this stuff. I don't know how low, but I do know we were calling for this. Matter of fact, let's go look at CBD. We called for this last week. I showed you guys this, okay? So we had this entire move up, basically from about 65K up to 82, 83K. You see our move up. I'm missing an arrow. This move up here in price action, right? Well, if you trace the lines down to the bottom, you can see the middle CBD was headed down while open interest was headed up, okay? So that means shorts were coming in this entire time. Shorts were coming in, but yet price was going up. What does that mean, guys? That means that there was a whale down here absorbing. This is called bullish absorption, okay? Shorts were coming in, but they couldn't push price down, okay? Every time they would short each one of these tops, this whale would just push a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher, filling his bags, stopping them out, liquidating them, stopping them out, liquidating them, okay? Until his bags are full, and then he, boom, got out of the way. Okay, what happened up here at the top? This is interesting. What happened up here at the top? So the bottom, open interest continued up, which means buyers or sellers or longers or shorters continued coming in the market. They were still trading, okay? But interesting, look at the middle CBD here. Instead of coming down, which means shorts were coming in, it flipped to up. That meant longs were coming in. However, longs started coming in, but what happened? What happened? Price stopped going up. Right? Price stopped going up. Even though longs were coming in the market, they weren't able to push price up. Why? This whale was gone, but another whale came in and sat on top. And I told you guys last week when we saw this, I said he's fixing to push this market down. I said if buyers don't significantly step in here to fill his bag and get him out of the way, he has a big bag here because price has stalled out while longs were still coming in. And I said, eventually, he's going to push this price down. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. So you should have been ready for this. And you should have taken this trade with me and Max and Joe and Hunches and everybody else. We all took this trade, guys. We're all up thousands of dollars. We saw this coming in advance. At least a week in advance, we saw this. We saw this whale. We saw CBD had switched. We didn't know exactly the dollar amount it was going to flip on, but we knew it was coming, and we picked a good target, and we entered. And that's just how you look at CBD. I haven't even looked. Let's drop down and see what's happened locally here on CBD. Let's look back at our trade real quick. We're up over $200. I shouldn't TP'd on this. We're up over $200. Good trade, guys. Good trade. Good trade. I flashed this trade as soon as we went on the live stream, guys. Maybe some of you caught it. When I flashed it, we were still up here. So maybe some of you took it with me. Let's go look at local CBD and kind of see what's going on here. Hang on one sec. I might hang on one second. I might adjust my stop loss here real quick. Easy call on the short, guys. Easy targets down here. Look at this big ass vector candle. 92. All right, adjusted my stop loss ever so slightly. Okay, y'all. CVD. Let's look at local CVD. I have not looked at this, so we will look at this together. Let's go to the start with the 5-minute. Just kind of see what's happening here locally. Well, look at the 1-minute. You got short stepping in here, guys. So people are shorting this move down. How do I know? Well, you've got open interest headed up here. I'm on the 1-minute. It was the same on the 5-minute, though. And you've got CVD going down. That means are shorts coming in or longs closing out? These are shorts coming in because open interest is going up. Now, if open interest was headed down, then that would mean longs are closing out. So longs are being liquidated. So far, these longs have not been liquidated. Chances are, if you can get below, I can go pull up order flow, but if you can get probably right below there, 77,150, you could see a fast move down, guys. This is probably where most people have their stop losses, 77,150. That's on the Binance chart. Let's see how different that is. Which one's Binance? 77.3 right now. So on Bybit, well, shit, let's just pull it up on Bybit. Here, you might see it right here. So I'm going to draw a line on here where I think they probably are. I can go pull it up. But that's where most people are going to have their stops. You're going to have a lot right here. You could really rip into this if you can take this level right now. We're about 250. But most people are going to be right here. Let's set an alert on this. If you lose this level right here, 77,134 on Bybit, you're probably fixing to rip to the downside and recover these vectors really, really fast. Market opens in 10 seconds. This wouldn't surprise me. Gosh. Boom. Something like that wouldn't surprise me either. I don't know. I think you're just fixing to rip to the downside, actually. What I want to see is these damn altcoins rip back down. Gosh, they bounce too much. Here's that move down. A lot of people just got stopped out right here. And if you break this, watch this candle, guys. Watch this candle. Come on, break it. Break it. Break it. Break it. A little bit more. Break it. Give us that big fast candle down. You got to break it a little more. Remember, the stops don't go on the line. People know to give it a little cushion. So you got to really break below this line, and you're going to see a fast move. So it's just like here. Nobody puts their stop at the high. You put it a little above the high. So just tapping the level usually doesn't cut it. You got to actually break it. Unless they're going to swing failure pattern this, they may just grab liquidity and come up. That may be what they're doing. That would not surprise me. It's what I just drew on here. Watch. Let me put it back. There. That would not surprise me at all. Easy trade from the top, guys. Easy trade. I hope any of you guys that long down in here took your profit. I did post it in Discord that now was the time. Revamp. It's right here in the Discord chat. It's a pinned comment, like literally a pinned comment. I'll post it again. There you go. And if you're in Discord, bro, it's right here under. It's not. I did not put it in the VIP. I put it here in the Bitcoin community stuff chat, community stuff BTC chat right here, and it is right here. I posted it on 5/11. I posted it a couple times actually, 5/10 and 5/11. So right here, community stuff BTC chat, or it is in the stream chat right now. Oh, there they go, breaking through it, guys. Any questions? I got something really cool I think to show you guys. For those interested in alts. I should have heavier shorted this. I would have too. I was waiting on stuff, but I was like 3 minutes from going live. And I don't know if any of you mess around with OBS and that stuff, but you got to set up your lights and then your camera, and then you got to make sure your microphone and test, and all that kind of stuff. And it was hitting my level. My alerts are going off, and I was like, fuck. Excuse my language. Forgive me, Lord. So I just threw on a little trade, but I really wanted this trade, and I want to ride it down to like 73K. But I don't have much margin on it anyway, so whatever. See what happens. Salt Chain's mostly interested in alts at this point. I'm about to show you something really cool. I just kind of want to watch this for a minute. Revamp, you got it? Cool, bro. Be sure you click the register now button, the big blue button. And then you got to follow the tasks. All right, let's look at Fetch. I'm high on Fetch. There's a few coins I'm high on, but I'm really high on Fetch. I want to show you this. I'll tell you what really sucked. So last night I was looking for this red dot to print, but I wanted it to print on the weekly open last night. But like literally like 15 minutes before weekly close, weekly open, like everything just started dumping, and we went ahead and printed and confirmed the red dot. That's great. That's fine. But I didn't want that because let me pull up our stats. Here comes a little flash. Actually, I think I already got them. Here comes a little flashbang. Yeah, I already got them. All right, so these are the Fetch weekly red dot stats, going all the way back to 2022, so 4.5 years or so. And each red dot that has been confirmed has played out. Your average move down was 38%. What am I doing? Was 38%. Your smallest being, and only 3 of them being single digit. Really, one of them was 9%. So really, like only 2 of them were single digit. 9's close enough to 10. You round up. Why not? So you can see really big moves down. And so I was looking to start, a 15, 20% move down on the weekly starting last night, starting today. I was hoping for that. But instead, let me move this. I'm going to bring it back. So I'm going to show you something that could be interesting, though. Instead, we got it to confirm at, I mean, like right at close, which sucked. So this 23% move down has already played out. It doesn't mean you can't get continuation, which brings me to what I want to show you. Fetch. Let me go back to the chart, and I'm going to bring this back. I want to show you something interesting to me. So let's look at the 10-day. Okay, 10-day doesn't close for another 2.5 days. So what is this? Wednesday, I guess the 10-day will close. So we do not, NOT, do not have a 10-day red dot yet, but it is dangerously close to printing. And if you look at this big, let me zoom back out. Look at this big, massive, bearish engulfing 10-day candle. In order for this to not print, I mean, you would literally, in the next 2 days, probably have to retrace this candle like from current price, like 20%. I mean, you'd have to come way, you may even have to turn this thing green and 27, 28%, because it is right there on the line, zero line. It is ready to print a 10-day red dot. So let me drag this back over. And I have gone through all the way back to 2019. So 7 years, almost 7 years of 10-day red dots. And the average move down is 20%. So what I like about this, this is what I want you to pay attention to, okay? I did this morning. I had not, oh, we're moving down. Hang on, guys. Look, there's that big fast move I told you was coming. I said, watch this. Come on, update, bro. All right, we're up $300. $300. $300. We're going to get back to fetch, though. Oh, I hope you guys took this trade. I really hope you took this trade. Let me refresh my screen over here. My VPN. VPNs and MEXC do not like each other. All right. Now, this is interesting. This is what I want you to pay attention to. So we should, in 2 days, 2.5 days, get a 10-day red dot. We do not have it on the weekly, okay? Here's what's cool about that, okay? If you look in the right-hand column under the 10-day section, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are 5 stars here, 5 asterisks here, okay? On these 5, we did not get the 10-day red dot on the same candle as the weekly, okay? That would be like yesterday, let's call it last week, which yesterday was last week. Last week, we had the weekly red dot. It was at the end, but nonetheless, it counts for last week. So on these other about 10 or 12 times, not the 5 with the asterisk, but the others, we got the weekly red dot and the 10-day red dot in the same time period, okay? But these 5, we did not. Okay, which means the dot came after the weekly. So the next period, which would be now or in 2.5 days, that means on those, you got an extra drop. Those are follow throughs. Okay, see, like here, let me just give you an example of one like this. I'm looking at the wrong year. Duh. Like this here on 1/1/24, right? You got a 16% weekly drop, but you also got a 10-day red dot. So you're thinking, yay, big drop, but you just got a 16% drop. That's it. Because you got them at the same time. So whenever that candle was over, there was no 10-day red dot to get later. And some of them you got a little more drop because a weekly is only 7 days. So in 10 days, if you got them at the same time, you may have 2 or 3 extra days that you could continue down. And some of them did play out like that, but not many. Like 12/16, you got a 38% drop, and 10-day, you got a 38%, but you got them on the same time period. But let's look at the ones where you had stars, okay? So right here, let's start out with this one right here at 318. All right, so 318, I want to show you this. 318, you got a weekly red dot of 24. You're 24. 318, you got a 23% drop on the weekly. Well, let's flash down to 331. So the next period, next 10-day period, you got a red dot on the 10-day, but you did not get this on 3/18, the week of 3/18. You did not get it. You got it the following 10-day period, which gave you an additional 21% drop during that candle, which actually led to another 78% drop total, okay? Likewise, let's look at the next one. Let's look at 730 here. So 728 on the weekly, you got a 20% drop, okay? 20% drop. But you did not get the 10-day candle. That closed on 728 or 729. Then on 730, you got a 10-day red dot. So a different time period gave you an additional 14%, which led to an 84% drop overall. Let's just take a look at that one since it's fairly recent. That is 7. Actually, let's look at the most recent, which is January 29th. 38% on the weekly. 31st, you got a 22% additional. Let's look at that. It's very recent. So on the weekly, and I want you guys to pay attention because in my opinion, you're fixing to get a really good opportunity. So on the weekly here, and I know I got a bunch of scribble on my chart. I just have to deal with it. On this weekly candle from open to wick low, you got a 22% drop. Okay, you see that? Now, I'm going to leave this vertical line here. That's where the weekly red dot is, and I'm going to switch to the 10-day. And you can see you did not get the 10-day until over here, the next period, okay? Where a lot of these, you got them on the same period, but this particular one, you got on the next period, so you got follow-through. So that next 10-day candle opened up, you got a red dot, and you got another 35% move to the downside on that 10-day period, guys. So 35%. In addition to the, whatever the weekly one was, I can't remember. In addition to that. So, and that's pretty cool, right? Total of 38% overall. But yeah, you got that first drop and then an extra percentage drop there. So pretty cool. Anyway, point is, we should get a 10-day red dot with this next candle. We've already gotten a 24% drop. So we can expect, and what was our average for 10-day drops? Average is 20%, okay? The smallest, you only have one single digit of 9. So even if you just got that, you can expect an additional 9% drop. That's the smallest you've ever gotten out of 7 years. The average being 20%. I would lean a little more towards the 20% camp. Some of these, especially the ones with stars, you got extra follow through. An addition, 10 days plus an additional 32%, plus 84%, 78, 82, 70. You might get one of those, guys. This is a perfect setup for it. Anyway, I know I babbled on about that. I hope that makes sense. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. We got our 845 move coming up here, guys. I just think we continue down, guys. I think I think we're headed down. I don't think at all we're fixing to bounce here, guys. Gosh, dog, these alts aren't dumping with it, though. Goodness gracious. Come on, fetch, dump down. I want my bags filled today. We could not close that. Listen, we had, let me go to the 4-hour. I'm so mad. So I'm expecting a 4-hour closure below 1882 for a move down, a minimum of about 1750, okay? Same day. And we look at this on the 4-hour time frame. 1882 is in orange. Our last four hours, I was watching them too, bro. I've been up all night. I was watching them. None of them can close below it. I was so mad, especially on this last one, because it was right there. And it was below it until about 3 minutes before, and it just went dee and shot on up there. I was so mad. I was so mad. So yeah, we could come a little higher. We haven't technically come and retested this breakdown zone. You can see a clear-cut breakdown area right there with those lines. We could come a little higher and retest that. That's what I was aiming for, my target. But when I saw Bitcoin taking off, I knew that was manipulation. We're going to reverse. So I sold my fetch. Either way, I do expect significantly lower over the next couple of weeks. So If you're not positioned in alts yet, wait and see if we get those 10-day red dots in 2.5 days. Not financial advice, but I think you're going to get some shots at lower prices. Checking a trade. Wendy, good morning. Good morning. Where's our trade? We're trading in here this morning. Wendy, you took the trade as soon as we went live on stream. Let's check on it. And we're up we're about $300, right at $300. We're up $300. I can adjust my stop now. Some people do stop at entry, stop at high, and I do a lot of times, but I'll go, if we come above that 786, guys, almost always you're coming for the high. And so do what you want to do. It doesn't always work out, but I just can't see giving back profit for no reason. So I typically drag mine just above the 786. That's everybody does things different. That's just how I typically do it. Very rarely will you come up above. You certainly can come and quick wick this and come down. But usually if you come up here above the 786 and you don't immediately SFP it, you almost always come take the high. Almost always. So I just don't, it is what it is. 78, this is 100, so that's a 1-to-1. That's 100%. This is 786. I just can't see giving back 22% for no reason. But hey, if you guys want to go with a high, so be it. And I do go with a high sometimes. Just not this time. So if we get stopped out on this, easy trade. The least we can make on this is about 230. $230. And we're up. For those just joining us, we showed our other trade somewhere. $2,700. And Max has got me beat. He's up like 4,800. Killing me, Max. Killing me. Any alts you guys want me to look at? Those historical dot stats are awesome. And if you're going to do that type of format for yourself, do you? But I'm telling you, especially if this is your first cycle, red dots and green dots, and you can't just trade on the dot. You should go by money flow also. You want to have money flow confluence. Speaking of which, that's another reason I like this 10-day dot to print. So look at money flow. You're thick, and I mean freaking thick into the red, and headed even lower. I mean, it's still headed down. You haven't quite curved up yet. You'll see a curve up like this. Let's mark this. Let's go see what happened here. You started to curve up. I don't know. Good curve up about there. I don't even know what happened. I hadn't even pulled this. Let's just go look. Yeah. See that? When you got that curve up, you started to curve up there. Look at that big pump, guys. Big freaking pump. What was this? Oh, just a little 1,600% pump. But you haven't got that curve up here. You can see down here at the bottom, you haven't got that curve up. The floodgates are still open to the downside. So I really like this 10-day red dot to give you at least one more good push down. In fact, we're a week away on this close, but this 2-week dot, it's looking to print red dot. Last time you got a 2-week red dot was right here. And, you dropped, I don't know, 83%. So do not panic if you're not positioned yet. In my opinion, you're going to get, I know a lot of people saw me buy this morning and thought, oh, gosh, I'm missing, or saw other people buy, or the big dump, and now it's pumping there. They think you're not missing anything. These, in my opinion, these are the little retraces before they head down. They're trapping traders just like us. But I'm not falling for it. I bought and sold and made $2,200 this morning. Given to you this morning in the Discord. I even showed it. I showed you the buy order. And this buy order was filled, by the way. Some of you would say, oh, you didn't fill it. No, quantity executed. That means how many filled? $47,700. And sold. Told you when I sold. 4.5 hours later, $2,200. All right, what is Bitcoin doing? Pushing down. Right back to where it started. Right back to where this pump started. Look what happened, guys. You came in, recovered. Oops. It's loading. It's thinking about it. This is a vector candle. This candle here, it's trying to load. Let me refresh. It's a vector candle. You just came and recovered the vector candle. Vector candle is nothing more than market manipulation. Oh, that's one thing I want to show you. Vector candle is market manipulation. It's high volume candle, more volume than you and I can do, or a whole bunch of you and I's. This is market maker volume, okay? Super high. That is an inducement candle, okay? He induces you, he tricks you by doing this really fast move to think, oh gosh, FOMO. Here we go. We're in the money. We're going up. We're going to make $1 million. Just kidding. He comes and grabs his liquidity for all of you who long this breakout. In my opinion, never, ever. When you see this, this is your clue. When you see this, this is your clue to wait for this, because you know he's coming back. Now, you might be thinking, well, is this my clue to long? No. Okay, this red vector on the way down is not your clue to long, because this red vector goes with this green vector. This is him coming back. This is the market maker coming back. This is not you or I. This is him coming back to get his liquidity, okay? This only applies when you have stuff like this. Consolidation period where there's not much, and then you're in the range, and you break this range with a vector, big vector. I like the 15-minute vectors. This is him saying, long this breakout, guys. We're going to the moon. Long this consolidation breakout. But if you have your vectors on, you could know, okay, this sucks. I missed this pump. This really sucks. However, I know it's a vector. I know it's a market maker. I know he's coming back for this candle. So even though you missed this, don't FOMO in, because you don't know where he's going to turn this around at. But just know when he does turn it around, he's coming back for this vector. That's the whole point. I hope that makes sense. Well, how do you know where to turn around? You don't really. I mean, unless you're following my trades, because we nailed it. Like right at the top, we dang near nailed this top exactly. We missed about like $30. And all we did was fib it, guys. Literally, that is all we did was fib it. I was actually looking for a tad bit higher. Came into the golden pocket. Yeah. That's it. If we drop to the 1 minute, we came into this twice. I got it on the first pass, and then we came a little higher. So I actually nailed this pretty well. I took it right. I'm on the 1 minute. I took it on this first candle right here. Boom. I was waiting on it. I nailed it. And then we came back and went a little bit higher, which is the only reason my entry is not up here. I got it right here. I'm on Bybit, but I took this on MEXC, but this is the Bybit chart. But I took it on this first 1 minute candle. Then we came a little bit higher and then moved down. So we nailed the top, and it was nothing more than a fib pull, guys. That's it. That's all it was. And it was a good retest of the breakdown zone. You can see the breakdown zone. So we were kind of looking for a move somewhere in there. This was the range. I mean, I know these candles are a little different, but this was the clear support range. And when you lost it, we were looking for a back test of the range. Golden pocket, good confluence. Market maker vector candle breakout right there. Come up into resistance, back test to the breakdown zone. Golden pocket 618, come back and recover the vector. This is just easy trading. They just don't really get much easier than that. And you had divs at the top too. Let's go check it out. Came up into this. right here, right where we took our trade, into the breakdown resistance zone, into the golden pocket with bearish divergence and money flow in the red. It was just an easy trade with a vector candle leading the way. Clear, easy market manipulation reversal. TP came all the way back to where you started, all the way back. Oh, so that brings me to what I want to show you on Fetch. I keep harping on Fetch, but I'm telling you guys, if you guys are not paying attention, you're going to miss out on making a fortune. Let's go to the weekly on Fetch. This thing works for altcoins too. They will manipulate altcoins. Market makers will manipulate anywhere they can. All right. Go back. Yeah, I'm not fixing to go through all this. You can go through all this. I've already done it. There is not a single weekly vector candle. Weekly. Powerful. Power, right? It's like we just looked at the 15-minute. You know, it's like anything else. The 4 hour stronger than the 15, daily stronger than the 4 hour. The weekly is powerful, okay? Lots of liquidity built up in a weekly candle, right? There's not a weekly candle in the entire history of Fetch that has not recovered at least 50%. All it takes to mitigate a candle, just like all it takes to mitigate a wick. A wick is nothing more than liquidity buildup, okay? Vector, same thing, liquidity built up. All it takes is a 50% to mitigate that, okay? That is where most of the time the market maker says, okay, I've gotten all I need to get. If I get more than this, it's a bonus. But 50% is considered mitigated in technical analysis, okay? We have this weekly vector candle, and how do you find the 50%? Just like you would, let me turn some of this off. All right, just like you would anything else, a fib. And so what you'll do is I put the magnet on so I get it exact. You're going to go, if the vector's a green one, you're going to start at the bottom, not the wick bottom, but the candle body, and you go all the way up, not the wick high, because that wick has been recovered, right? It got recovered when you came down. So you're going to go body bottom to body close, okay? And your 50% is right there at, I'm on Binance chart is at 1690, maybe a little different depending on the chart you're on, 1690. There's not a weekly candle in the history of Fetch that has not recovered at least 50%. So you can, before you take off, if you're thinking you've missed the lowest you're going to get on Fetch, I'm telling you, I think you're at least going to come to 1690. Probably lower. You're probably coming a lot lower than that. But you're at least going to come to 1690. You're going to get a shot at that. Worst case scenario, in my opinion. Okay? You will, in my opinion, recover 50% of this vector candle before a possible bull run. Just my opinion, guys. Backed up by 100% historical stat on this coin, though. So, you know, if it may not be a bad idea, I would not place, just in case they do stop it there. I mean, guys, they may come down to 10 cents. I don't know. I don't care. But if you don't want to figure that out and you're like, okay, well, I know they're coming to 1690. First of all, check your exchange that you're buying on. If you're on Kraken, go look at it on Kraken just to make sure. Because you don't want to be looking at 1690 here and on Kraken at 1695, right? I actually have Kraken here. And let's pull it up on Kraken because this is where I would put my level. Because that's what I spot trade on. So here, look, perfect. It was 1690 on Binance, but here at 1695, there's a price difference between the exchanges. So when it's 1695 on Kraken, it will likely be 1690. Okay, because there'll be a slight difference in price between the two exchanges. So if I believe firmly that it's going to come to 1695 to recover half of this, I might set a buy order here at like I don't know, 1698 or 1701. I'm not gonna tempt it right here just in case it recovers like 49.9% and not 50% of the candle. So I might sit at like 1702. Close enough. Plus, you may have a lot of orders right here, and you may not be the only one in line there, and it may come down and fill those guys' orders and not fill yours and rip up out of there. Even though it came to that level, you may not get your bag filled because there were a lot of people in front of you. So just front run that. Is it really going to matter? If this thing goes to $3, is it going to matter if you got in at 1701 or 1695? Is it going to matter? No, it's not going to matter. So I believe you're coming to 1695 on Kraken at a bare minimum. I actually believe you're coming much, much, much lower. But worst case scenario, 1702, put a buy order there. Wait for a 4-hour candle close below 1882 and sit back, kick your feet up, and watch your order get filled. Yes, I know it's a big drop, 1882, but we've covered this many times. That's where you can expect to go. All of these white lines is where it has gone same day when you close a 4-hour below 1882. Every time, same day it is gone. 1750 is your minimum. Same day when you close a 4-hour below 1882. You want to learn things. This is why you don't, in my opinion, want to just pick 15 altcoins. I'm going to buy a little this, a little that. Get 2 or 3 and become, as faggy as this might sound, excuse my language, as gay as this might sound. Is that just as bad? Is that just as bad? As gay as this might sound, become intimately familiar with your coins. I mean, what are you interested in, guys? What are you interested in? Are you interested in Dogecoin, XRP? Are you intimately familiar? Can you tell me the stats I just told you? Can you tell me the red dot averages on the weekly, 10-day, and I even do it on the 5-day? Can you tell me that? Can you tell me that when you lose, say on XRP, I have no idea, but let's say on XRP, can you tell me that when you lose, I don't know, what is this? $1.77, that every single time, the 12 times in history, you've always gone to $1.57 before bouncing. Can you tell me that? If you can't tell me that, then you're not intimately familiar enough with that to maximize your gains, okay? And that may sound weird, okay? But I'm going to show you my profit at the end of this next cycle. And if you're not doing the things I'm doing, I'm not saying that I'm great or better than anybody else or doing anything you can't do, but the difference between somebody watching this level, look, 1882 is a clear, massive support level. I mean, you could trace it all the way back. I mean, it is support. I mean, even right here, even this morning, guys, I've watched this all freaking morning long. Support. You can't close a 4-hour candle below it to save your life. These are 4-hour candles. None of them will close below it. And a lot of guys would buy this. A lot of guys would come say, oh, cool, good. Look, we just swept the low here. If you come take this low at 1844, let's buy it. We swept the low. No. If you close that 4-hour below, you've never not gone to these levels same day and lower. Some of them are down here same day and lower. Two of them are way down here same day. Same day. I don't mean a week later. I don't mean 3 days later. Same day. Which tells me that is a strong support level, but when you lose it, there's not much here. Volume gap. Okay? So become intimately familiar with the coins like that, and that can maximize your profits. I mean, if I rode mine down here, I'm already getting 7% more coins than someone else who buys this level right here. I'm getting 7% more if we stop right there. And I have other things like that below. I've shown down in the 15 to 13 cent area. I have other things down here. I don't have them on the chart right now, but I've shown them before. Okay, I'm going to stop harping on fetch. This is just a moneymaker, guys. This is a moneymaker. I'm gonna put this up. I think I showed this on Asana yesterday. I don't think I showed this on fetch. You can screenshot this if you want. This is the legwork I did for you guys, the circulating supply and market cap information and what it would take to get where in the next cycle. Screenshot that if you want. 5 seconds. And this is very doable. This is one of the only coins of all coins that has never set a lower low on the macro. Never. The entire thing is one massive uptrend. Okay. Yeah, you set lower lows here, but I'm talking macro, bull market, bear market, low, low, low. Higher lows, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher highs. Very few coins have this structure. Maybe none of them have this structure over a 7-year period. I don't know. Very few. You can count on one hand, I guarantee you, all coins that have this structure for a 7-year period. So you're going to absolutely expect, in my opinion, at least a golden pocket retrace, 220 or so. If not new all-time highs. You've always set a new all-time high. 1 cycle, 2 cycle, 3 cycles. Why not do it a 4th cycle? All the coins are in circulation, so you're not going to have dilution. You're not going to have supply and demand that go down. It's an AI coin, so as long as demand for AI stands high, then the market's not being diluted with new coins. They're all out there already. So why can't it do what it did last cycle? Just my opinion. We'll talk P&L at the end of the cycle. Lord willing. All right, guys. Do we have any questions? Let's look at our trade one more time before we go. Yeah, we have dropped down. We're up, I don't know, about 330. Good little trade here, guys. This white line is our low for the day. Looking to at least sweep that. Man, we're going much lower, guys, even if not today. Although I think we could continue down today. I don't know that I had this green shaded box. If you're in Discord and you're thinking of trading this green shaded box, I no longer know that I like this green shaded box. If I do, it's going to be on the lower side of it, 75.7. I would really like to see this swing low taken out at 74.8, though. I would really like to see something like that and then continuation down here to the key. I would really like that. I don't know about this. I think if we did get this, I just don't know, guys. I would, gosh. If you get trapped under this monthly open, you're really going to be looking at some downside sell pressure, guys. So I don't know. This is not an auto trade here. I will look for an SFP of this, though. You got 2 lows right here. I will look for an SFP of this, about 74.8. But even then, it's too soon to tell. But I would think bounce before lower into this key area and SFP of this. Got this big vector down here. I'm on the daily. Not mitigated. You only took about 25% of it there. That's not good enough. Everybody and their mother is looking at 73K. A lot of times. That's where you get one of these. So we're going to bounce. Just kidding. Wreck everybody. I'm still very interested in a trade there, though, but I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me. So how do you get familiar with coins? You just you pick 1 or 2 or 3, no more than 3, or you do what you're comfortable with. No more than 3 for me. I like 2 coins. 2 to 3 coins. You just pick ones that you want. You got to look up their tokenomics first. Gosh, I wish I knew what video I did that on. Anybody remember? Does anybody remember what video I did that on when I went through that circulating supply for alts? This would really help Wendy. Anybody remember? Maybe this one? Yes. Okay. So this video right here, and I don't know where I started this. Let's see. Okay. So this video here, Wendy, 40 minutes. Okay. This video right here. This, if you're interested in your altcoins, I go over 3 or 4 or 5 coins, I think, on the stream. But even if you're not interested in that, you should really go watch this video. I'm telling you, if you give a damn about your altcoin profit in the next cycle, you need to know this, because some of you are picking coins that we pulled up here, and I'm like, are you kidding me? And not even my opinion. I'm giving you factual tokenomics on the circulating supply. Anyway, this video right here, Bitcoin and altcoin from 10 days ago. Nobody watched this video, so 14 views. That's crazy. I think I did it on a weekend. Nobody watches weekends. But anyway, this video right here started at 40 minutes. That's where I went into the altcoin TA. Here comes Jane. Jane wants to come say hi to you guys. I'm talking to Wendy. Come say hey to Wendy, man. You gotta.
Hi, Wendy. Hi.
She don't have her makeup on. She don't know I just did that. Anyway, starting this video at 40 minutes, guys. And like some of these coins, we looked at SUI, I think. Let me pull up SUI for you guys real quick. And a lot of people, and I used to be guilty of this, and you'll get wrecked. I mean, freaking wrecked doing this, right? So you got the all-time high here. First of all, this coin hasn't been around too long, but it's been around long enough. You got the all-time high here, so you would fib this, right? You're like, all right, cool. All-time high at 535. This was the low. This may or may not be the final low. Let's just assume it is for purposes of this. Okay, well, golden pockets at 375. All-time highs at 536. Yeah, we could probably get there. Yeah, sure. Why not? No, you won't. You won't. Well, why not? You did it before. Okay, well, before you did this with, you might on SUI. This is not the best example, but on SUI, you did this all-time high with 2.7 billion coins in circulation. You currently have 4 billion coins in circulation, and by the time the next cycle is over, if the 4-year cycle holds, you're going to have 9 billion coins in circulation, because they have token unlocks. Some of them daily, some of them monthly, some of them quarterly. It just depends. Annually. Some of them have massive unlocks every 2 or 3 years. It just depends. You need to figure out what it is on your coin. Go watch the video. So by the time the next cycle rolls around, you're going to have 9 billion coins in circulation compared to 2.7 back here. Let's call it 3. That means you have to do triple the market cap to reach all-time high. Triple, okay? And your market cap was already 14.4 billion. That means you're going to have to do almost $50 billion market cap to reach all-time high again. That is insane. I mean, the only coins that really do that are like Solana, Cardano, Ethereum. You know, SUI will not do 50 billion to reach all-time high. Let's see. If you do the same market cap, which not even every coin does the same market cap. Your market cap at an all-time high was 14.4 billion. If you're lucky enough to match your market cap all-time high, which is what you should go by, if you're lucky enough to match that, SUI is going to go to $1.60. But a lot of people are going to be looking, worst case scenario, this golden pocket at 360, 375. No, sir. No, sir. To do that, you're going to have to do about a $30 billion market cap, more than double what you did last time. You can't do that. You're not going to do that. Most likely, 99 times out of 100, you're not going to do that. So you need to know your token unlock schedule and your circulating supply and when those are going to be unlocked. Like some coins only have half their coins in circulation, but you need to know the schedule. Are they being unlocked now, this year, next year, the year after? We looked at one coin, they're not being unlocked until 2050. So it doesn't apply to them. They're not going to have circulation dilution. They're not going to have market dilution by having their coins unlocked between now and then. So, but things like that, you got to pay attention to. So go watch that video. I think that would help tremendously. Okay, good. I'm glad you saw that, Wendy. But anyway, just go pick you a couple few coins and go look. If nothing else, look at their circulating supply, and it'll tell you if you go to coin market cap and you pull up a coin. We just looked at SUI, so let's just look at SUI real quick. SUI has see right here, it says your circulating supply is 4 billion. Your max supply, your total supply, max supply is 10 billion. Okay, so you only have 4 divided by 10. You only have 40% of your coins are unlocked, but that's not necessarily bad. Okay, if no more coins are being unlocked between now and the next cycle, you're good, right? But unfortunately for SUI, that's not the case. And what I like to do, you can go look up each coin, the white paper, and do all that, and blah, 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 blah. And there's sites that have your unlock schedules for you. But you just go to ChatGPT and ask. We expect the next cycle to be 2028, 2029, right? Ask by 2029 how many coins will be in circulating supply. And you can even ask what the token unlock schedule is for that coin, and it'll give it to you like that. And by next cycle, SUI will have 9 billion in circulating supply, and it gave me the unlock schedule. I can't remember it, but that's the easiest way. But if you look at something like Fetch, let's look at Fetch. We've been talking about Fetch. Fetch has a total supply of 2.71 billion, already has 2.25 in circulation. But if you go look at Fetch, you go pull the white paper on Fetch or ChatGPT it, the next unlock is not till 2050. So what Fetch has now, that's it. That's it. There will be no more coins in the next cycle that get unlocked. So Fetch can easily retrace to its all-time high because there's no more coins been added to circulation. That's what you want. And then find one, I'm just talking technicals, but then you look at fundamentals, and something like Fetch is AI, and AI is white hot. So you got an AI coin that's white hot that's done over a 40,000% increase. Go look it up. It has. I've shown it. And it's not going to be diluted with any more coins on the market. I will buy this all day, every day. Bitcoin dumping, guys. I think. Are we dumping? My alerts are going off. I thought we were dumping. Oh, we just dumped and then we must have just wicked the low for the day. Yeah. We just took out today's low. Okay, my MEXC is not updated. Let's see. Good trade, guys. Any of you guys take this trade with me? Any of you guys take this trade with me this morning? It's a good trade, guys. What are these alts doing? Not dropping like they need to. Gosh, I hate it when I see this. Bitcoin's dropping. Alts are holding. Drop alts. I want to get bags filled today. Next 4-hour candle will close at 11. What is this? That's Nosana. Nosana, listen, Nosana. Listen to me, guys. I've screamed this. I've put it in Discord. Nobody listened to me. Back here when we got a 70% pump last week. Nosana. You check back in next cycle at Nosana, the price of Nosana, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, why do we not listen? I'm telling you. I may be wrong, not financial advice, but I'm telling you, Nosana it's an AI coin that has never been through a bull run. It went to 550 in a freaking bear market. It only has 100 million coins in circulation. This is 71, but all 100 are in now. Fetch has 2.5 billion, and it ripped 40,000%. This has 100 million. So if you throw like $5 at this thing, it's gonna pump 30 cents. This coin is insane, and watch it rip. I'm telling you. It's not on every exchange either. You can get it on Kraken and a couple others, but you cannot get it on Binance or Coinbase yet. When it does, if and when it gets listed on those, dude, you're going to like, this is one of the coins that'll probably 4x in one day when it gets to that listing. I'm not exaggerating. Go look at coins that have been listed there with this type of circulating supply so low. They absolutely, those are the ones you're like, oh my gosh. 20,000% pump. It's crazy. All right, guys. If we don't have any questions, I'm probably going to roll out of here. Been a long stream for us. We're up $340 on our trade. Good trade. Let's look at our poll. Almost forgot. Is the low end for the current Bitcoin dump? A lot of 70% say nope, a little bit lower. Well, 20% said yes. Well, y'all are wrong because we just set a new low. But we just set a new low. Came right down to that monthly open. We're going lower, guys. If we break that monthly open, we're going lower. It held up right now, but if we come back to it and go lower or break it, we're going lower. See what they did, guys? They literally just came and did what they always do. Took Asia high and took Asia low. They don't, and the U.S. don't like Asians. They like their Asian liquidity, though. We tell you this all the time. All the time. If you guys remember, all the time, I tell you, when you got these, when it's a hard call, like it was not a trending market between Asia and UK, I always say, what did UK do? Did they take Asia high? If so, you can look for US to take Asia low. And I say, when they don't take either one, this was the UK high and the UK low. When they don't take either one, the US is going to take both. And they almost always do. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'm going to roll. I don't see any questions. The Lord loves you guys. I love you guys. Look for lower prices this week. I'll see you guys.